Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Coders Startup Podcast. As always, I am Trevor Page, your host, and joined by Carter, the Marketer Johnson. How's it going, buddy?
What's happening, my man?
Not a whole heck of a lot. Not, it's come see, come saw, I guess as the French say it. This is, episode number 46 we're hitting now, so we're getting close to number 50, so that's exciting. I just finished about a 2-hour webinar, so my voice is a little bit on the verge of leaving me. So, but good timing, because today we're going to be talking about Instagram stuff, Instagram ads, which is right in Carter's wheelhouse, and I know next to nothing about them. So Carter's going to be leading the show.
It was hilarious. I wish people could see the mayhem I feel that was right before we both logged on, and I realized it's now noon where I am, and I was just a whole bowl of cereal. I'm just gulping down because I've been slammed this entire week and had a whole training thing this entire morning. And Trevor's like, man, I just finished a webinar. And he's like responding to a customer service email. So it's just like one of those weeks, which I love it when it's like this, when the grind is on and things are happening, stuff is moving. I love it. So yeah, man, psyched to talk about Instagram and the beast that is. How do you want to jump into this? You want to just roll?
So I mean, the first thing. So this is what I didn't realize, and I think I occupy probably a small subset of the population on planet Earth who didn't realize that Instagram was acquired by Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's preface it just in case you didn't know that and you were in a hole somewhere and don't follow news. Yeah, Instagram was acquired by Facebook however many years ago or months ago or
yeah. So April 2012. So a little bit longer than we think. Instagram was acquired by Facebook for a cool $1 billion, and I think at the time it was the biggest deal that had occurred. I remember a lot of people were talking about, $1 billion and everything. And then, months later, WhatsApp gets acquired for like 18 bill. And you're kind of like, well, $1 billion doesn't sound quite as big, but it still is. What's interesting is the year after it was acquired, Facebook grew only by like 3% and Instagram grew 23%. And they've just ever since, I mean, they're just, the market is just growing and growing. And I think one thing that Zuckerberg does really, really well, and I've heard some other top tier marketers talk about this, he's really good at attention arbitrage and figuring out, hey, what are people on? What networks are they paying attention to? What are they utilizing? Where are they, they're staring at their screen. What are they staring at? And I think that's why Instagram was such a value play for them and acquiring it at a time when it still had all this potential growth. But to your point, Trevor, and a lot of what we're going to be talking about today is, what happens when you have this platform that has a ton of users now, and it's kind of like the good old days with Facebook, Google AdWords and stuff, where there's not a lot of marketers. And I think they're doing a great job preserving the platform and really not making it spammy. Like, I don't even go on Facebook anymore because I'm just overwhelmed with the amount of spam, I feel like. So you take that fantastic platform and you have the power of the targeting that Facebook delivers. And I mean, that is just... Yeah,
can we spend some time talking about that? That's important to understand.
Holy cow.
How does that even work? But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll spend some time talking about that. So first things first, let's just jump into what is Instagram. And I'm going to assume that you haven't ever been on, haven't seen it, haven't used it. But Instagram, it's a photo sharing site. It started off, it was all the photo images were like really square and supposed to imitate the Polaroids that you used to take. And so people could,
hey, hold on, time out. Not used to. We had Polaroids at my wedding.
You did.
Yeah,
you did. I remember.
Photo guest book. So anyway, completely useless trivia, but there you go. Keep going.
I remember. I think I was the only one who made like a silly face, and then I looked through the album, and everyone was like sincere smiles and stuff.
I laughed pretty hard when I saw that.
It to you. So whatever.
Yeah.
So Instagram, yeah, photo sharing site. It's really cool because you can apply filters, which everyone loves because filters make all of us look so much better. So that's really, really cool. And it really has become just a total stream of, people are sharing their life, their interaction, but it's not with all the political jargon and opinionated posts that you get on Facebook. It's not with, hearing about your aunt going to so-and-so's birthday party, and you don't hear the rants. Would you agree with that?
And I think the reason for that is with Instagram, you're posting a picture and then the comment relates to the picture. So I think probably you could still talk about politics, but you'd have to be taking a picture of something political, and then maybe that's just an extra step and people just don't. So it has a feel of, well, the way Instagram puts it is more moments. It's about moments, and it really does have that feel of moments and real world stuff that really, sometimes it matters, sometimes it's just selfies, but you can never get away from selfies. But I think that's why you have to have the photo there. It's not just posting,
and you're not doing status updates. You're not doing all this other stuff. The other genius part about Instagram, and I think the first time you hear this, you're going to be like, well, that's not great, but I'll explain why I think it's great. The fact that Instagram only allows one link out and it's in your profile. So if you're using Instagram, and I'm just summing this up for people who haven't been on, you'll see that on the images that are posted, there's no link. You can't click out to that. And what that does is it eliminates the spam. Because, you look at Facebook and stuff, and sharing links, posting links now, it's such a low currency. Like, it's just everywhere. You know what I mean? There's a million links that you can click on. And it's, that's how like Viral Nova and Buzzworthy and all those companies built up. They actually leveraged that. But then it got to a point where so many people were doing it that it was overwhelming. And so on Instagram, you are allowed to put one link in your actual profile. Now, if you're a really good marketer and you're good at this, you can actually, you'll just change that link according to new content that's coming out, or maybe a deal you're offering, or whatever it might be. But you're not, hitting your followers with spam over and over and over. So that's one thing that I absolutely love about it. And what that does is just the cream rises to the top. I mean, you got really good people who have large followings, and those followings aren't being crushed with spam. They can click through and get to the profile, but it actually takes a couple of actions. And the other part about that too, when you have someone who's going through the effort to click on your profile and then click the link, you've delivered something that they want to see. You know what I mean? Like, that is, when you have that type of
that's like a hot lead.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're asking you. It's not like, let's fill this void of time because I'm bored. They are actively seeking out whatever it is you posted about. So a lot of times you'll see a lot of people, they'll post something, like Gary Vaynerchuk he'll post a screenshot of his latest Ask Gary Vee show, and he'll put something like, hey, link in profile to the newest show, tell me what you think, or something like that. And they'll just update the link that way. But really, really cool stuff there.
Now talk about, so we've got an idea of what Instagram is. You share pictures. It's hopefully less spammy. It's perhaps more authentic of a platform. But so how can marketers use that? I mean, like you said, there's no links. So how do advertisements work there? Like, what does an advertisement look like?
Totally. So with Instagram, let's talk first about like types of things you want to post and all. You're definitely telling a story. It's like an authentic, you're sharing moments, as you said, Trevor. So with that, it's very visual, and you're going to be sharing, like you'll see a lot of companies like share quotes, or maybe like tips that with text on top of pictures, stuff like that. They'll share screenshots or pictures of their team members and stuff like that. But to your point, how do you leverage that with marketing? Well, you're giving them like an inside look into your brand, into your company. You're really connecting there. And what's so beautiful about Instagram is you can give so much value, and then serve up a great ask. And you've already developed this relationship where it hasn't been spammy before. It hasn't, and you can do this with Facebook, you can do this with Twitter and all, but I almost feel like because those environments, there's so much spam swirling around, so much marketing. Everyone kind of looks at it and they're like, oh, what's the play here? You know what I mean? What's this company trying to sell me? Whereas on Instagram, there's not much of that. So the people who do interact with your brand, they really get that genuine feel of, hey, I'm a part of this team. I'm a part of this club, whatever it is there. So to your point, yeah, what can we do as marketers? Let's get a little bit more tactical. A big thing that came out about a month ago was the use of running ads for small businesses through the Power Editor platform of Facebook. And that's why Trevor, brought up at the beginning, Facebook acquired Instagram. It was actually about 2 years ago that Instagram started experimenting with advertising. And big companies, Ben & Jerry's ice cream, a couple of insurance companies, people like that had access to it, but it was strictly reserved for those huge companies, right? And it just recently opened up where you can actually run ads on the Facebook Power Editor, but they appear strictly on Instagram because Facebook owns Instagram and all that. So you get to leverage that beautiful, just outrageous amount of data to micro target, like we've talked about in shows past. And you get to utilize that on a platform that isn't filled with junk and spam and has the eyeballs right now. Like, it has the attention. If you look at the platform growth, I mean, it is just crushing Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all the other ones that exist. So, you have that data, you have the attention. Now you can do like what we've talked about with lead magnets and tripwires and all sorts of stuff and start building your email list. And I would really encourage you to, look at how you can build up that following on Instagram that's authentic and stuff, with all intention of adding value and then rolling out ads, here and there. Like, don't go overboard with just ad after ad after ad. At United Business Leaders, we just really got serious about building our Instagram following, and we're not even like thinking about running ads until mid-December. Like, we want to, get our identity out there, interact with people, get the feel going, and then we'll start turning that up.
All right. Well, question that comes up for me immediately is, well, how do you deliver value on Instagram, and how do you build the following then? Like, how does that, I'm assuming it happens organically, but how do you provide value on Instagram?
Well, let's use United Business Leaders as an example.
Sure.
So we target a lot of business leaders, a lot of entrepreneurs, marketing directors, things like that.
What do you mean target? Or that's just
that's our ideal client.
Okay, so, there we go.
Like our avatar. So if you look at the things we're posting, if you looked at our content calendar, we've gone out, we've researched a ton of like little two sentence business hacks and quotes that people we know, like business owners, will resonate with. We also have our book of the day that we put out. So it's like a book that someone on our team has read that we would suggest, similar to what we do here on the podcast.
Right.
So we're basically serving up information that's useful, that's appealing, it's all value. We're not asking, hey, sign up for this to get, this. It's, hey, did you know that, like, I was looking at it today, and yeah, I encourage everyone out there, follow us on Instagram. You'll get some cool tips. But today, one of our posts was about the power of a call to action, and it had something about that. And then the day before that, it was like a fun fact about Bill Gates and like what he said he would have done had Microsoft not worked out.
Oh, I read that. So, yeah. So
artificial
intelligence or something.
Yeah. See, and how did that make you feel? You liked it. You're smiling.
I did like it. I did. I remembered it, right? So it made an impact.
So you're just giving little tidbits of value, and we're not asking for a sign up. We're not asking, hey, give us $7 and we'll do this, this, and this. It's really just building up that community in an authentic way.
So the question that I would have is, so you're posting these things. How do people find what you're posting if they're not already following you?
Great question. So that's where hashtags come into play. Hashtags, and Instagram uses an algorithm. So we're testing a lot of stuff right now, but a lot of times they will serve up recommendations just on stuff you already follow within like your feed. So you get people that way. You get people from the actual I think hashtags is our biggest traction point. So we do a lot of research on the hashtags to use. You can use, there's a lot of tools out there. If you want a whole breakdown, just Google Instagram tools, you'll see a ton. But there's just a ton of stuff you can do in terms of hashtags. And again, you don't want to be spammy about it, but like for our book of the days, we'll usually hashtag the author, hashtag, something that we've researched. So like we saw business books was really, really popular. Saturday, hashtag Saturday reading was really popular, stuff like that. So it went on Saturday when we posted that. And then, it's like anything, you interact in other places. So we follow a lot of people and we comment and we interact and we like and all sorts of stuff. And it kind of develops from there. But so if you're interested in Instagram, if you're interested in building it for your brand, the first step I would do, and the first step we do, is sit down and really ask ourselves, can you guys hear that train in the back?
I heard it. Yeah.
That is a loud train.
That's loud.
I've ever heard one that may have a window open or something.
That's all right.
But sit down and really ask yourself, okay, what would my avatar, what would my customer, what would they want to hear about? And just start brainstorming that. And then from there, connect that, figure out how you can actually create that, tell that story with a visual experience. So it might mean, you're utilizing stock images and putting text on top. Or it might mean that, Trevor, you as a programmer, you could do snippets of code that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Or you could do the most common used codes that people do, or you could do, I think something great for programmers would be you see those shirts that always have some type of code, and coders look at it and they're like,
funny thing.
Yeah. That would crush it on Instagram. People would share that. They'd like it, everything. So there's all sorts of stuff to do. Just make it authentic. That's the big thing. And, it's not as intimidating as you would think to create visual material. You got to be careful about a lot of just the copyright laws and stuff that go into using visuals. We pay for a lot of our stock images and then modify them that way. You can also, there's I don't know what it's called. My project manager was telling us. But basically it gives you a variety of background images to work with. And you can be creative. Use a tool like canva.com, and they have an automatic, you can use all their stuff. You could create all your Instagram posts through there. They have a ton of stuff you can use. So it's easy to do, and it's fun to do. It's a cool place where people like to interact. And
there's even, there's an app, let me see if I can pull it up on my phone, where you can take pictures on your phone and then sort of annotate them with words and stuff like that. So you can actually, here it is, word swag. And so you use it to take a picture, and then you can just put text, and you can format the text and fonts and all on your phone.
So cool.
So yeah, you can make these pictures with you can take a picture yourself and then put a quote beside it if you wanted to create it that way. That way you don't even need to worry about buying pictures, because you just take a picture yourself. I'm sure you own the rights to your own face, so you can go ahead and do that. Word swag.
Or you can take a picture. Let's say you're coding something. Sit down and take a picture of your computer screen next to a cup of coffee.
It's true.
Grind, you know what I mean? There's tons of ways that you can interact and share what's going on. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be really costly. You just deliver value. The other thing I was going to say.
Take a picture of us right now. I'll take a picture and share it on Instagram. Hashtag coders. There you go.
Boom.
Startup.
Look at that. The other thing I was going to say, it's really cool, the businesses that have evolved strictly from this platform. I read a case study a few weeks ago, and it was talking about this company. They have skin products that are made out of coffee grains. And I wish I knew the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, they're on track this year to hit $20 million, and they built an entire business through Instagram. And what they did was obviously they played up the visual aspects, played that perfectly. And then when they delivered their products, they included instructional material on how that person could be a brand ambassador, if you will. So people would then take pictures of themselves using the product, tag the company, and then of course it would go out to all their friends, and you get the huge viral effect. So there's so many ways to be creative, but when it comes down to the fundamentals, it's a platform where people are spending a lot of time, giving a lot of attention, and it's not ruined by spammy marketers. So I encourage you, get on Instagram and provide value. Don't get on there and spam stuff. It's not going to work. And yeah, what questions can I answer, Trevor?
Yeah, so for me, I mean, I'm multitasking. I'm posting a picture to Instagram that I just took as we're going and recording the episode. The thing I remember was the same rules apply with the ads. So if you're actually doing an ad, with respect to the text, you can only have 20% of the screen covered with text. So is there I'm assuming there's an Instagram tool for that to check and make sure that it'll get approved?
It's the same one. It's in the Power Editor.
Okay.
So it's going to look like, and that's why a lot of people, small businesses, aren't advertising yet on Instagram, because it's going to, and the biggest, we skipped completely over this. I can't believe this. When you do an ad on Instagram, the whole only one link in your profile, that goes out the window. You can actually, the ad is clickable, and the link, you have a link there and everything else. So
that's important to say. It's true.
When people see your ad, don't think that they have to click on your profile and then click the link. No, you can take them to any landing page, whatever. So it's a beautiful, beautiful setup.
And you can even share to Facebook immediately when you're posting to Instagram.
Yeah, you can sync them. And you can do more than Facebook. Like if you want to do your Pinterest, if you want to do, I mean, you can use IFT or whatever, and there's tons of other platforms where you can sync them all.
There you go. So I just posted picture Instagram. You can't see it anyway, it's on the phone, but and I tagged you in it, so you'll get tagged, and there you go. You can start growing the following. How about this? Personal brand versus company brand. When I sign up for Instagram, I use my own self. So I'm assuming, does it matter one versus the other? Is there a recommendation?
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is like a whole, the great debate. Should you go forth with a personal brand, be it Neil Patel, Gary Vaynerchuk, or should you do a corporate brand? And personally, myself, I like the corporate brand more. And I'm going to tell you, it's just my style. I like the idea that if I need to, I can escape for 2 weeks and the business can keep running. Where if you're a Neil Patel or an Oprah or something, you got to have some magical stuff happening where they can make you appear even when you're not. But the downside, corporate brands take a lot longer to grow than the personal brands, and people connect with the personal brands better. So that is the downside. I think either way, you can make it, successful either way. But yeah, just keep those things in mind when you're starting out.
Okay. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's the same argument. That's the same discussion from anything. So it just applies here as well. All right. Well, I think, you can use Facebook targeting. You create the Instagram ad through the Facebook interface. Instagram's all about moments. Oh, I think someone said you're not allowed. Videos. Yes. Yeah.
So they just incorporated the use of videos. So now you can post these 14-second videos, and you can either take like a whole like snapshot, and they'll actually put it together. They'll stitch it together like a video. So that's kind of cool.
Say that again. You can do what?
You can like do a rapid fire snapshot with your camera with photos, and they'll stitch it together like a video. And
so then you take the video with the Instagram ad like that, and it does it, or I don't know.
It's not an ad. It's
not an ad. Sorry, within the app.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. It's something that we haven't done, but I was watching Instagram's video about it, and it's just another creative thing they've done where you can stitch together all these pictures, and it's almost like, if you would, like a slideshow, but it doesn't look that way. It actually looks like a video.
Interesting. So, okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I wonder if it does it within the app itself or not, but video, video ads are certainly hugely useful. Now, what about, I don't know if you know anything about this. What about retargeting? Is there a way to do retargeting within, is it the same?
I don't know for sure, but my intuition would be that it is the same as, because pretty much everything that's available for Facebook Power Editor is there for Instagram.
Okay, so retargeting must be there. It must be, if you have the retargeting pixel with the Facebook retargeting pixel, there must be a way to target those people through an Instagram ad. I wouldn't see why that would not be possible.
I would think so.
But like I was saying before, also Instagram doesn't want like product images or something. They want more. Have I said this already? I don't want to repeat myself.
I don't think you have on the show. I think we talked about it Tuesday night or whatever.
Yeah.
But they don't want just straight products and stuff. It needs to be a moment, an interaction.
Yeah.
Again, you're telling a story. It's not Amazon feed of what's the latest e-commerce trinket that you can buy. Like you just connect with your customers, just have fun with it. I think people who are going to have fun with it are going to be a ton more successful than the people who are like micromanaging every post, figuring out all that. So
there you go. I think that's a great overview of Instagram. And to me, it's refreshing to be talking about a platform that has this kind of approach to its marketing. It's the ad portion of it. It is refreshing because Facebook, like you said, you stopped using Facebook. I installed the Facebook feed eradicator way back when on the show, and it still is installed, and I still like it. So I tend to only look at Facebook on my cell phone like once or twice a day now, whereas it used to be like 50 times or 60 times a day. Now it's like twice. So my Facebook time has gone down significantly. So that just opens it up for any other social app to come in, and it seems like Instagram is not a bad place. So
it's a good place to be right now.
I'm liking it. So there you go. I mean, I don't think there's anything else much that we can talk about with respect to the general picture. I'm sure we can get into like tactics and stuff like that, but maybe I don't have enough experience with it to know about tactics. I'm sure I don't know how much experience.
We could do that later on, probably.
In another show.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of experimenting, and I want to talk about some of the stuff we do with actual results that we've had. So be from
case studies.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. And I would also, I went back and looked at a previous episode, and because I remember I was saying, I need to talk about that, and then I couldn't remember what it was. It was webinars. So in a future episode, we also need to remember to talk about webinars, because I just finished one, and it finally went well. So I have a lot of information about webinars and how to run them successfully, so on and so forth. So a lot of good stuff in my head that I need to get out onto the podcast. So
good stuff coming up.
Now, we did not talk about app of the week or book of the week. Do you have?
I definitely do. How could we not? App of the week, Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, go out and download it. That's another thing that's kind of crazy. It's just a mobile app. So you can access it to see stuff on your desktop, but you can't post.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that great? I think you can.
They probably will change that.
Yeah, I think you actually can, maybe. No, we had this conversation in our team meeting, and I couldn't remember what the resolution was. But yeah, you have to. It's still like, you got to use your mobile for everything. So
makes sense. Well, I mean, because you're all the pictures that people take these days are on your mobile phone.
And that's what it was built for. Yeah. So.
You don't take a picture with your computer.
Well, some people, I love seeing people with like the big giant iPads and stuff when they're taking pictures.
Look a little ridiculous.
Mobile device, tablet, it works on those.
No, that makes sense.
And then for book of the week, let's do this one, the happiness advantage.
The 7 principles.
Yeah, you're gonna love this.
Fuel success and performance at work.
I could see Trevor, you reading this book and being like, "Holy cow, my life has been a lie," or something. I don't know. You would love it. It would ring true to you.
Well, talk to me about it. What is it about specifically, and why do you like it?
Yeah, there's just a lot of like quantitative data and research that went into the book around the little things in life that you can do. And a lot of it is around work and not even in the entrepreneurial field, like just the regular 9-to-5 and stuff, but things you can do that have drastic differences in your overall level of happiness. So it's filled with case studies and it's great. It's an easy read. And it talks a lot about going through, looking at all my notes that I've underlined and stuff. It talks a lot about just these little adjustments you can make in your thinking and what you're doing on a daily basis, that you'd be amazed how much it frees up your actual mind and your level of happiness.
It's just about increasing your happiness.
Yeah. That's happiness advantage. Like the title is what it is. Like it talks about creating more happiness and why that's so powerful in life.
I love that because I watched a whole documentary called, I think it was Happiness or Happy or something like that on Netflix. And I really like it. It changed the way I operated my life, realizing the sort of triggers for happiness. One thing being hanging out with friends more often. That's why I ended up going out and figuring out how to rent a car so I could drive and visit my friends that are like an hour and a half away more often, almost every weekend.
And it was like that little adjustment that's, yeah.
Absolutely, because hanging out more with friends and not being a recluse and being, inside all the time, and it makes a big difference to your happiness. So that was a shift that I made in my life, and it definitely makes a big impact.
It's interesting. So before I read this, my parents had read it and my girlfriend had read it. And usually I'm the one who reads stuff and then recommends it to them. And usually they read a lot of novels, fiction, stuff like that. And I always read business books. So it was really interesting that they got a hold of it before I did. And they loved it. They loved it too.
There you go. So again, the title and the author.
The Happiness Advantage. There's the author.
By Sean Acker, A-C-H-O-R, Acker. Let's call it Acker. Almost like Anchor, only without the N. So,
yep.
There you go. Sweet. Thank you for that, Mr. Carter Johnson. And at the end of the show, now that we've reached it, again, episode number 46, this was coderstartup.com/46. Don't forget to check out Carter's Instagram account via United Business Leaders. So just go download Instagram, try it out. It's really easy to download and get started and start adding friends and stuff like that. It's actually quite an exciting little experience to sign up for a new social app and go ahead and add United Business Leaders while you are at it. And if once I create an account, maybe that's more business focused, you can add me there as well. So
nice.
Now it's just me. So, but how do I tell these guys to add? Because maybe I do want you to add me on Instagram and I will follow you back. How do I find out what
whatever your handle is?
Oh, my handle is, so there you go. This is a handle that's back from my university days. I used to love Tenacious D. I still do, the band Tenacious D. Jack Black, Kyle Gass, love the two. Hilarious dudes. So Tenacious D. My name's Trevor, so I'm Tenacious T.
You're tenaciously.
Oh, that's right. Tenaciously T. And believe it or not, 2 underscores. Tenaciously _T. This is not a good username if I need to tell people.
I'm sure that you could probably just search Trevor Page and you would come up.
Oh, there we go. So there you go. If you want to add me as well, go right ahead. I will hopefully add you back. And there you have it. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. And we will see you in the next episode, possibly talking about webinars, possibly talking about something else. Who knows? For now, like I said, coderstartup.com/46. See you guys in the next episode. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now. Peace.
See ya.